What is up, YouTube? James Baek here. Welcome back to another episode of VGC 2019 Baek Battles. Today, it is a brand new team time. It is a Giratina time. So, today's team, we're going to be trying out Groudon, Giratina, Tapu Fini, Ferrothorn, Oranguru, and Incineroar. So, you might be wondering, why am I using Giratina? Why am I using Oranguru? This team wasn't actually built by myself. It was edited a little bit slightly, but actually one of my friends passed me it because he loves Giratina. Like, he loves Giratina. He's trying to make Giratina work, and this was one of his earlier prototypes, and I thought it was pretty cool. He passed me this team. He wanted me to use Giratina on a series, and I'm like, I'll give it a try. Yeah, I gave it a look. And it seems pretty interesting. I did make some edits, which I'll probably talk about when the battles actually happen. But yeah, we're using some cool stuff. I think Oranguru, this is basically a more of a kind of a hard Trick Room team. It's kind of strange. We're not really abusing, I think, the strong suits of Giratina. But I feel like Giratina has a really weird, really weird role in this format if you use Giratina. So normally 2016... Shadow Force was pretty cool, right? Because of the fact you can break your protects. I don't feel like Shadow Force is good on Giratina anymore, and the main reason is because Incineroar became so common. You can just switch into the Shadow Force, get intimidated off. There's really no point of running Shadow Force, I feel like, with Incineroar just being such a common switch in for every single time. So I feel like I wanted to make it a different approach. So yeah, that's how this team was basically born. Let's get started though and play some games. Should be pretty fun. Really have been enjoying just recording so far. It's really been a nice time. And yeah, I haven't actually played any games with this team yet. Well, this version. I played with the other version a bit. It was alright. It wasn't really doing that much. I probably played a few games with this team like on Battle Spot a little bit before. It wasn't doing that great, but I think it was just me making a bunch of mistakes and not knowing my win cons. I feel like VGC 2019 win cons are, you have to plan really ahead of time instead of looking for win cons, which is, that's how I feel recently, because of I feel like it's harder to find win cons as you go along now, and instead you basically just try to go off right from the beginning of the game, because if you don't know your win con, it's something you really need to improve on if you want to do really well in this format. We're gonna see a team of Kyogre, Hitmontop, Incineroar, these let's see, Hitmontop, Incineroar, Raichu, Kyogre, Solgaleo, and Ludicolo. So what I feel pretty good about, I feel pretty good with I feel like Tapu Fini, Ferrothorn. I feel like all my Pokemon can do well in a certain situation. Don't think Incineroar's probably the least valuable member, although Fake Out Pressure is really nice, so that's something to consider. Also, the Intimidate could be really good. No, I think I lead Tapu Fini here. Tapu Fini, Oranguru. Oh man, there's so many things I want to bring and just not enough Pokemon. Okay, I gotta think this through. I really want to bring Giratina in this game. I think Giratina can do a lot of work. I think I'm gonna go Oranguru, Giratina, I think Groudon, and Incineroar. You might be wondering why I'm not bringing the Ferrothorn. I know that my opponent's 100% bringing Incineroar. I don't think Ludicolo is going to be brought here. I feel like if you're going to bring Pokemon, it's going to be the Kyogre, the Dustmane, well, you might not bring the Dustmane, but it's just nice to have Trick Room, I feel like. I would definitely expect the Incineroar 100%. And then the last mon could be Hitmontop for Wide Guard. I think Wide Guard's pretty good, because if you can protect your Kyogre, it's pretty nice. We are going to see the Kyogre Ludicolo though, so that kind of bites me right here, but it's not too bad. Because you have to double up a Oranguru with like Water Spout or something in order to knock me out. I could probably just get a Calm Mind up with Giratina, since I do have it. Maybe I should let Groudon. I think Groudon was actually a better lead than Oranguru, because it covered the rain mode. And my opponent didn't exactly have good leads. I didn't expect Kyogre to lead, because if I let Groudon, my opponent would have been forced to switch out there. I will just attempt to try to get Trick Room up, and I think I will go for a Calm Mind right off the bat. This Giratina is really bulky though. This Giratina is super bulky. We're gonna see the Ice Beam actually come out, so you shouldn't be able to knock out a Rangoon with one Water Spout. That does a lot there, as we do see the Life Orb come out, a double Ice Beam coming out into Giratina. Maybe expecting the Groudon right here. As Giratina able to survive that, we will be able to get a Calm Mind up with our Giratina. And afterward, I guess. I mean, I get to click Precipice Blades afterwards. That's the big part. We do get Trick 'em Up. We don't know what kind of speed tiers these are, though. All I know is I'm slower. And actually, what's funny is this Oranguru has speed investment, so I can actually outspeed the Oranguru, outspeed the Giratina. So we'll go for the Instruct here, and we'll go for Shadow Ball, I think. Yeah, we'll just go for Shadow Ball and Instruct. Actually, I feel like if you're my opponent, you should switch out Kyogre into Incineroar. Maybe I should have just instructed the Ludicolo, but yeah. Oh, Necrozma's actually coming out, which is really ideal because I'm going to get 2 Shadow Balls off and just knock out the Necrozma, it looks like. Yeah, so Shadow Ball going to come out into the Necrozma. Almost able to pick up the knockout. Special Defense drop. Weakness possible activate, but I will get another Shadow Ball off, and that will just be able to KO. Okay, that's pretty ideal for me, so I will be able to get Instruct off and knock out the Necrozma. The question is, how much damage am I doing to the Kyogre with Precipice Blades? I think that's going to be a pretty big factor to know. So we will knock out the Necrozma right there, as let's see what my opponent's going to do afterward. It's going to be the Ice Beam coming out once again into my Giratina. So Giratina going to go down, which is fine because Giratina did some work knocking out the Necrozma, being able to absorb the attacks from my opponent. And now I can go Groudon right here, I feel like. Yeah, I'll go Groudon right here. I'm not sure if you bring out Incineroar. I feel like you bring out Kyogre potentially. No, Hitmontop. No, Incineroar, which I find, wow. Okay, that's fine. That's realistically fine. Yeah, I could just probably go for, okay, so I do have to be a little bit worried. I will set up Gravity here for my Groudon so I can start going for Precipice Blades. Dealing with this Hitmontop is going to be really hard though. I'm going to go Incineroar right here. 100%. Let's go Incineroar. Go for U-turn afterward into the Ludicolo because it does pick up the knockout on the Ludicolo. So we'll go Incineroar right here. And we'll see what my opponent decides to do afterward. It's going to be the Fake Out coming out, and I think Grass Knot into the Incineroar. Maybe Ice Beam, but I think Grass Knot would be more likely your play here, as we do set up Gravity for my Groudon. And we're going to see, yep, that Grass Knot come out. It is going to target down the Incineroar. Okay, perfect. And I could instruct Knockoff here. That's also a play. Because depending on if it's Scarf Kyogre or not, Knockoff is going to do a lot. And I mean a lot. So I think I am going to go for the Instruct Knockoff into Ludicolo. Yeah, like 2 knockoffs into is going to be really good. We're going to see the Wide Guard actually come out. Okay. That's fine for me. I'm able to get a knockoff into the Ludicolo. That should be a pick up the knockout because of all the Life Orb chip. We get a critical hit. I don't think that matters, because I feel like it took so much Life Orb recoil already. And we'll go for the Instruct again. So we'll get rid of whatever this item on this Hitmontop is. So if it's a berry, that's pretty good for me. So we will get a knockoff into the Hitmontop slot. And get rid of its eject button. Okay. Still questionable, but I think that this game is basically mine. I want to say it is. Kyogre is going to come out here. I think I just switch into Groudon and Flare Blitz the Hitmontop, because I know I'll live 1 Water Spout in the sun. And Flare Blitz should be able to knock out Hitmontop. I'm not intimidated, right? Yeah, I'm not intimidated. So I think Flare Blitz should be able to knock out the Hitmontop right here. And then afterward, even if Incineroar goes down, I could just go out in a Oranguru. Yeah, I feel pretty good about my spot. So we'll just go on a Groudon right here, bring out the Sun. Hitmontop can't attack or protect if it does have it because of the fact it just used Wide Guard. So basically it would be a 33% chance. We'll see what my opponent does as Helping Hand. Oh, that's actually pretty big. Flare Blitz gonna come out into the Hitmontop. I should have considered the potential for that. We do knock out the Hitmontop. It might come down to do I live a Helping Hand Water Spout with my Groudon. I do have a lot of investment, but I'm not sure. Oh, it's Origin Pulse. I feel like that shouldn't knock me out. I feel like if it was Water Spout, 100% would. But Origin Pulse, yeah. Actually, Groudon took that a lot better than I thought. Like, that took it a lot better than I thought. Trick Room ends, but I can just set up Trick Room now. My Groudon is minimum speed, and unless it's Kyogre's minimum speed, we should be fine. And even then, I think I might live an Origin Pulse. I don't know, it could be minimum speed. But I feel like if you have Kyogre, I don't know, I am gonna go for Trick Room here. Yeah, I am gonna go for Trick Room. Trick Room is my best play because even then I could go for a potential speed tie. We are gonna see the Origin Pulse come out into the Groudon and the Oranguru. That's really not doing any damage to Oranguru. Jeez, in the sun. I feel like it might be bulky Kyogre. Even if it's bulky Kyogre, you're not living 2 Precipice Blades, and I feel like I might actually live another Origin Pulse for my opponent. So I'll go for the Instruct Precipice Blades, because if Helping Hand Origin Pulse only did 120, that means like its average is about 80, so it could be a roll though. So we will go for Precipice Blades. We are under gravity. This prevents Water Spout from coming out if it is meant to be Kyogre. And yeah, it looks like I'm just going to be, it's definitely not meant to be Kyogre. So I'm going to be able to get Instruct off once again. Let's go for the Precipice Blades and we'll be able to knock out the Kyogre. So nice. Groudon really coming in clutch for the end game. And the Origin Pulse and Sun just are really not doing as much as I thought. I remember like usually doing the hat, but then again I have a lot of special defense investment on this Groudon. So I can switch into Kyogre and take the attacks decently comfortably. So yeah. Groudon able to do some work, Giratina being able to do some work, like just sponging up the attacks was huge because it allowed my Oranguru to basically be comfortable. I was able to get Instruct Shadow Ball, knock out the Dustmane, which was pretty nice because Dustmane, you know, with the weakness policy, if I was only able to get 1 attack off and it undersped my other Pokemon, could have done a lot of damage regardless. So yeah, very happy about that turn, especially since if it was like min speed, it'd be able to get a guaranteed attack off other than if I brought out my Incineroar or I was able to Instruct it for Oranguru. So yeah, really happy about that as we find Ale from Italy, 1527 rating as our second opponent. Team of, ooh, we're seeing the Necrozma Dawn Wings. It's not really one we've seen in yet, but I'm really happy that we do see it, and it's really good that we actually do have Oranguru here. Oranguru is really helpful in the, it's really helpful because I did basically have Oranguru on this team. Well, me and my friend, he had Stakataka originally. I suggested Oranguru because Stakataka wasn't really helping as much. And I felt like having a ghost immunity on his team was pretty big, especially for setting up Trick Room. So yeah, that's basically why we have the Oranguru right here. I think overall, let's see, I don't need Ferrothorn. I think Groudon, Giratina can do more work here. Yeah, I think I lead Oranguru plus Incineroar. Or I lead Giratina. I think I lead Oranguru Incineroar here with Groudon and Giratina in the back. I like that how it seems. I can't get taunted because I do carry the Mental Herb. I am kind of worried about maybe like a fake out knockoff into that slot. So yeah, there's going to be quite a few things. Luckily, you can fake out my Oranguru right off the bat. You can't fake out my Oranguru because I do have the Inner Focus ability, which is pretty nice as well in this format. We're going to see the Necrozma plus Incineroar lead, so this is going to be quite a doozy of a start right here. Of course, Necrozma, I mean not Dustmane, Dawn Wings. Intimidate's going to go off. I do have a slow Incineroar, no surprise there. And yeah, I mean, I just go for a knockoff in the Necrozma. Necrozma doesn't get, yeah, I go for knockoff and I go for a Trick Room right here. Or I could fake out the Incineroar. Actually, I like fake out Incineroar more. Doesn't Necrozma get anything that can touch my Oranguru after a knockoff? I don't feel like you do. Maybe it could be Roar though. I think I Trick Room here and I go for fake out. Yeah, I think maybe Necrozma switches out. I don't see it doing that much. Maybe Focus Blast. If I don't even know if this thing gets Focus Blast actually. We'll go for fake out into the Incineroar. We'll go for a Trick Room. Like, I've seen the Necrozma stats, but otherwise I haven't really seen the moveset on Dawn Wings. I think it's just Moonguy's Beam that I know, and like Psyshock and yeah, I don't know if it gets anything else. We go for Fake Out Incineroar because we either trade Fake Outs right here. You're going to Fake Out my Incineroar, or I Fake Out yours and prevent like Roar or something. We're going to see Necrozma switch out, which makes a lot of sense, into the Groudon. Okay, so Groudon is scary right here. Yet not too bad here. Definitely not too bad. And we'll see what my opponent does afterward. Fake Out going to come out into my Incineroar. Okay, so basically we trade Fake Outs. That's pretty ideal. We do get Trick Room up. I don't even know. It could have Trick Room. I think it should get Trick Room. Necrozma should get Trick Room. So maybe it's a Trick Room team? I can't tell. Let's see. But it seems like it has a semi-offensive mode. We'll go for the Protect right here with Incineroar, with Oranguru, and we'll go for the U-turn into my opponent's Incineroar. I don't think Incineroar on my opponent's side has Protect. I could probably just instruct Calm Mind, and then be able to get a huge Shadow Ball off into Groudon, which I think would be really great here, because my opponent doesn't really have a Ghost Switch in other than Incineroar. Everything else is going to take a big damage from +2 Shadow Ball. So, yeah, and I'm getting basically my Giratina setup because of the fact that this Incineroar is -1, so knockoff won't be doing too much. We're gonna actually see the Incineroar switch out here into the Tapu Fini, which is completely fine for me. Okay. I don't know if it's like a Swagger set. I don't know if it's a Heal Pulse set. I don't even know what my opponent's Groudon's gonna do. I hope it's not Iron Ball. We have seen Iron Ball before in the past. I'm really hoping this is an Iron Ball. Looks like it's not Iron Ball though. I don't really like Iron Ball Groudon because I feel like you don't need to have that extra minimum speed. This works out beautifully for me, as I will be able to go out into my Giratina right here and just click Calm Mind and Instruct, I think. I don't think there's really a way that my opponent can punish me other than maybe with Haze. So, bring out the Giratina here. We will see Precipice Blades coming out, and I do have Levitate on this Giratina, so I do avoid that attack. And we'll go for Calm Mind plus the Instruct right here. And then I think Instruct Shadow Ball should be able to knock out Fini. I'm gonna make sure I'm not misclicking. Yeah, there's really no reason to. Even though I'm playing my Trick Room turns passively, my opponent's not really in an offensive position, and my Oranguru hasn't taken any chip damage yet, so I could maybe set up another Trick Room potentially. And even then, I might not even need Trick Room. I could probably just overwhelm my opponent with Giratina if played right at this rate. Depending on how fast that Incineroar is, because my Groudon's actually probably going to outspeed still. As we're gonna actually see the Groudon switch out into the Necrozma on my opponent's side. Okay, that works. I am min speed on my Giratina, so I will get 2 Calm Minds up, so I basically will be able to wall this Fini. And Shadow Ball is going to do a lot of damage, and my opponent's not really going to be doing much damage because, one, this Giratina is super bulky. Like, the spread that my friend created lives Moonblast and Moongeist Beam from Lunala, so this is a really special defensive Giratina. I just hope it's not a Haze coming out immediately. I'm not sure if he would go for Haze. You probably don't expect Calm Mind. Yeah, Muddy Water. Oranguru dodges just don't get the thing. Just don't get the thing. Shoot. I'm gonna target down the Fini. I could see a double from my opponent into the Incineroar. I do have Aura Spear, which is cool. I'll live an attack from Necrozma. I could see Necrozma going for a Protect right here and a Haze from Fini. I just want to get a... I want to knock out the Fini if possible because Fini is actually annoying to switch into. Necrozma's actually slower than my Giratina. What? This is actually like a full Trick Room. Psy Shock. Doing not really much damage. Shadow Ball. Oh, that's not good. Hey Oranguru, don't instruct the Giratina to miss again. It's one Muddy Water. It's one Muddy Water. Are we kidding me? Well, no special attack drop at least. That's kind of bad. Okay, so if his team is really slow, I don't see how he beats my other Pokemon. I think I am going to go for a Shadow Ball, double attempting the Fini again. A Fini going to switch out Incineroar. Man, that was so dumb though. That was actually so dumb. Incineroar going to come out, bring out Intimidate, yada yada yada. Really? One Muddy Water and I missed 2 attacks in a row. Necrozma protects. Okay, so at least I get potential damage off in the Incineroar, so at least it'll be an Aura Spear range afterward. A Shadow Ball, I connect on the time, it really doesn't really matter. That is a good amount though, actually. We are +2 though. Instruct. You can't fake me out either, which is nice. So let us see what my opponent's gonna do. Shadow Ball, I missed the Incineroar. That miss really doesn't matter to me too much though, because I think I do have Aura Spear. Please, Shadow Ball knock out Necrozma. We are +2 and we do have the Greasem Orb boost. We don't have much investment though. We don't have like any investment. I think I only have like a positive nature for Giratina. So hopefully we're able to knock out the Necrozma right here with Shadow Ball. I've been trying to get knockouts, but unfortunately this Muddy Water has been doing Muddy Water stuff. I didn't think I'd have to deal with Muddy Water in VGC 19, but it looks like I still have to. Incineroar will come out here because I do want that Intimidate off into the Incineroar, so knockoff does less damage. We will see Necrozma actually switching out, so somebody's taking a +2 Shadow Ball. It is going to be that Feeny. Okay. And we do connect 1. Okay, that's 1 Shadow Ball. That would have, yep, 2 Shadow Balls would have knocked out the Feeny. That's big damage too. Knockoff going to come out into the Giratina. That did a good amount. I feel like I'm actually kind of screwed at this point, because I don't see how I break through Feeny plus the Necrozma on my opponent's side. Well, Groudon is basically the Pokemon I'm worried about. Fake out the Feeny. I don't care if I activate the berry at this point. I need to prevent Feeny from moving for a turn. I'm pretty sure my opponent's just going to try to double up the Giratina slot. I'll just go for Aura Spear. Moonblast might be able to not knock out Giratina, so that might be a plus, because I'm +2. And unless this Feeny's maybe Choice Specs. And Muddy Water did not look like Choice Specs damage, so we'll see how this goes. We'll go for the Aura Spear. It can't miss, which is pretty big. So yeah. And then my opponent switches out. I either get damage on Groudon, or I get a Shadow, or I can Shadow Ball the Necrozma the following turn. So regardless, I think I'm okay here. Yeah, looks like my opponent attacks. We get a Fake Out off. What kind of Feeny are you? You are Berry. Okay. So yeah, I don't think there's any way for Feeny to knock me out. Well, knock on my Giratina. We will go for Aura Spear into the Incineroar, because we have Aura Spear to hit Pokemon like Incineroar as well as Ferrothorn, which is nice. Aura Spear will be able to knock out Incineroar +2. Nice. Okay. So get rid of Incineroar. That means my Intimidate is, you know, less of a factor. We're probably gonna see what come out. Groudon gonna come out. Yep, that's the big threat. That's the very big threat. If you're Mint Speed, I'm pretty good in my position. I think I go a Oranguru here. I feel like you Precipice Blades and you might try to Moonblast. But if you're Mint Speed, it might be more optimal to target down the Feeny. Yeah, it might actually be more optimal to target down the Feeny slot. Because if I get rid of Feeny potentially, I feel pretty decent about my situation. So we'll go Oranguru here. We'll see Moonblast. We're at +2. I feel like we should live. No, we don't. This game does not like me. Precipice Blade's gonna come out. Like, I'm feeling pretty bad about this spot now. Look at all that damage I took for basically no reason. I gotta hope I live a Moonblast from Feeny at Oranguru's range. Get a Fake Out off in the Groudon. Go for Instruct Flare. Let's hope that knocks out Groudon and Sun. Like, there's a lot of things that I have to go for in this game. I will go for the Fake Out and Trick Room. We literally have no other play unless we want to hope for double Precipice Blades miss, but we're not going to go for that play. I mean, it's not an impossible game, but it's looking pretty bad now. It's looking pretty bad. A Shadow Ball would have been nice in the Feeny. We're going to see Feeny switch out actually into the Necrozma here. Okay. Interesting decision. We'll go for Fake Out on the Groudon, which is going to flinch it. We will go for the Trick Room right here. And let's see. I could go for the knockoff. 2 knockoffs and then a Necrozma. Problem is, I really don't want my opponent to get a Precipice Blades off. But it's -1. Maybe I go for Instruct Knockoff. Because I could see maybe a reverse Trick Room from the Necrozma. Maybe you expect me to go for the Instruct Flare Blitz to try and knock out Groudon. Actually, no matter what, I think I'm screwed anyway. Because if Groudon's min speed, I can't do anything. I can't actually Instruct a Groudon. Because, oh wow. Knockoff KOs? Huh? I thought the ability would allow it to survive. Well, we get rid of whatever item this Groudon is. Okay, that's not a bad turn then. It's not meant to be Groudon, it looks like, huh? Knockoff. What's your item? Assault Vest. Precipice Blade's gonna come out. I don't know if Incineroar lives. It is -1, but okay, we do survive, it looks like. That's pretty good. I think it's gonna come down to some Precipice Blades. As Incineroar will be able to heal up. We're still in Sun, thankfully. We just go for the Precipice Blades, and I think we Flare Blitz the Groudon. I don't want to play around with the Groudon. I could also Fire Punch here. Here's the thing, I just don't want... You're Muddy Watering here. I really don't want the accuracy drop to be too big. I think it's better just to risk the Precipice Blades right here and try to get damage off into Feeny instead of relying on Muddy Water. Because I feel like if my opponent's going to go for Muddy Water and I get the accuracy drop, I'm going to really regret not trying to get the Flare Blitz off immediately anyway. I mean the Precipice Blades off immediately. So we'll go for the Precipice Blades here and the Flare Blitz and the Groudon. Since this is all-Vest Groudon, it definitely won't be able to protect here unless it happens for some reason. Flare Blitz, good amount of damage, doesn't knock out the Groudon. Precipice Blades does connect with both. I think that should seal that. I'm not gonna say it seals up the game. Muddy Water is still a move. We do knock out the Groudon though, and we're gonna see Swagger. Oh wow. So it was a support Feeny set. Yeah, Moonblast should not have knocked out Giratina. That's fine though, because my opponent didn't go for the Muddy Water. We can go for Flare Blitz and Fire Punch. There's no reason to Precipice Blades right now. It's the last turn of Sun though. So what is this? Swagger. What is this? Swagger, Moonblast, Muddy Water, Protect. This match is gonna be forfeited. We will be able to take a win. So pretty bad start to the game. Pretty bad middle. Luckily we were able to pull out in the end because my opponent wasn't min speed Groudon. We were able to knock out the Necrozma Dawn Wings in one knockoff, which I really just don't know how. Like it's minimum speed Necrozma Dawn Wings. I'm surprised knockoff KO'd. I feel like Dawn Wings does have an ability. I feel like it does have Prism Armor, or maybe I'm just confusing. Maybe it doesn't actually have Prism Armor. Maybe it has a different ability. I actually have to look it up because yeah, I don't feel like it should have gone down to one knockoff if it has like anything similar to Prism Armor. So yeah, we're able to take 2 wins in today's episode. Hope everyone enjoyed today's episode of VGC 2019 Back to Battles. If you did like it, please leave a like down below. Show some support. Giratina was able to do some work. Would have been able to do a lot more work if it was hitting those Shadow Balls. I'm pretty sure I could have swept with just Instruct Shadow Ball or Spears, but that's sometimes how it goes. Hope everyone enjoyed though. If you did like it, please leave a like down below. Feel free to leave a comment down below as I do read them. You can check out the previous episodes if you have missed them down below in the description. You can check out my Twitch channel where you can follow me for some VGC 2019 live streams. I will be competing in Philadelphia this weekend, so hopefully we'll be able to do well, but you know, it'll come down to teams and how comfortable I am. So yeah, hope everyone enjoyed. Have a great day, people, and until we battle again, I'll catch y'all later.